Number 7. Chevrolet Vega. The Chevrolet Vega didn't just break down. Its engine was engineered to literally dissolve itself from the inside out. The sleeveless aluminum block expanded faster than the iron cylinder head bolted to it, destroying head gaskets, warping cylinders, and consuming oil at rates that owners measured in quarters per week rather than per oil change. 2 million people bought one. General Motors issued at least 8 major recalls and engineering updates across the Vega's 7-year life. None of them fixed the fundamental problem, because the fundamental problem was that GM had rushed the engine to production before the metallurgy was ready. Motor Trend named it Car of the Year in 1971. By 1973, the same car was appearing in rust-damaged photographs that looked like they had been taken in a scrapyard rather than a driveway. The body corroded at rates that period testers documented with language reserved for structural emergencies. Total production reached 2,006,661 units, meaning 2 million American families experienced personally what it feels like when a manufacturer's award wins a different argument than the owner's repair bills. The Vega is at number 7 because its specific combination of engine failure and body corrosion is documented, widespread, and starts in the first year of ownership. Number 6. Lincoln Versailles. The Lincoln Versailles is one of the most shameless scams in automotive history, charging buyers premium luxury money for a cheap Ford Granada wearing a chrome tuxedo. Approximately $12,000 in 1977, a premium price tag meant to compete with Cadillac. Here is what the Versailles actually was underneath its Lincoln badges: a Ford Granada, a cheap, compact car from the economy segment, rebadged and marked up by thousands to generate immediate outrage from buyers who discovered the truth after purchase. The unaligned body panels, the interior trim that did not match luxury expectations, the ride quality of a compact masquerading as a luxury car, all of it documented in period reviews that used the word disappointing in the way that automotive journalists use disappointing when they mean something considerably stronger. Lincoln sold approximately 15,000 Versailles in its best year. The Cadillac Seville sold more than twice that. The Versailles is at number 6 because Lincoln charged Cadillac money for a Granada and expected the badge to cover the gap, and it did not. Number 5. Chrysler Cordoba. The Chrysler Cordoba is the ultimate example of how brilliant marketing can trick 150,000 people into buying a mechanical disaster. Ricardo Montalban's soft Corinthian leather became one of the most recognized lines in American advertising history. Here is what the ownership record said: electrical system failures, interior trim that deteriorated faster than the warranty suggested, and body fit issues that Consumer Reports documented year after year. The car sold 150,105 units in 1975 alone, one of the most successful launches of the decade. The advertising worked. What stopped working consistently and across multiple model years was the car. The gap between the experience Ricardo Montalban described and the experience dealers documented in warranty claims is the specific failure that puts the Cordoba at number 5. It is not that the car was built badly by the standards of every other manufacturer. It is that the advertising set a standard the manufacturing could not meet, and did so in front of the largest audience any 1970s car advertisement had ever reached. Number 4. AMC Gremlin. The AMC Gremlin is on this list because its cost-cutting design guaranteed that your windshield wipers would completely stop moving the moment you tried to accelerate in a heavy rainstorm. And they did because the wipers ran on engine vacuum, which drops to absolutely nothing the moment the throttle opens. In a rainstorm, at the exact moment you needed to accelerate, your Gremlin's wipers quit. AMC knew this. It was a documented characteristic of the vacuum wiper system that the company used because it was cheaper than an electric alternative. The interior quality reflected AMC's budget constraints in ways that buyers cross-shopping against Chevrolet or Ford could measure immediately. The back seat was suitable for 2 adults if those adults had decided in advance not to move their legs during the trip. The styling, a Hornet with its rear end removed at a geometry that no other manufacturer has since attempted, divided opinion in 1970 and divides it still. The Gremlin is at number 4 because AMC built it to survive on a budget that did not include fixing the wipers, and because 671,000 Americans drove it anyway, some of them in the rain. Number 3. AMC Pacer. The AMC Pacer was a catastrophic engineering failure because the entire car was built around an experimental engine that General Motors never actually delivered. American Motors had engineered the entire car, its wide body, its weight distribution, its proportions, around a Wankel rotary engine that GM was developing for use across multiple products. When GM canceled the rotary program, AMC installed a modified 232 cubic inch inline 6 that had not been designed for the Pacer's weight and dimensions. The fuel economy that AMC had promised did not materialize. The performance that the wider body was supposed to improve did not materialize either. What did materialize was 77 inches of width on a 100-inch wheelbase, more glass than any production car its size had ever used, and a passenger side door that was 4 inches longer than the driver's door because AMC had engineered it for passengers entering from the curb. Period testers documented the handling as acceptable and the fuel economy as inadequate. Sales peaked early at over 145,000 units during its 1975 debut, before cratering by 1977 once word of mouth exposed that the car was an underpowered fuel guzzler. Number 2. Ford Mustang II. The Mustang II is the most insulting case of nameplate dilution in automotive history because Ford took the king of the pony cars and turned it into an underpowered 88 horsepower clone of the Ford Pinto. The original 1964 Mustang had created the pony car segment. The 1974 Mustang II returned that car's nameplate, one of the most valuable in American automotive history, to a platform shared with a subcompact that was simultaneously generating federal investigations for fuel tank safety. The base engine was a 2.3-liter four-cylinder producing 88 horsepower. Ford sold 385,993 Mustang IIs in 1974. The oil crisis had made small cars commercially correct, and the Mustang II was commercially correct. It was also, by every performance metric that the Mustang nameplate had established since 1964, not a Mustang. Period road tests from Car and Driver and Road and Track documented the numbers without commentary that was necessary. The numbers made their own argument.
Number 1. Ford Pinto. The Ford Pinto was the worst car on this list not because it broke down, but because its manufacturer mathematically calculated the monetary value of your life and decided you weren't worth an $11 repair. Ford's internal cost-benefit analysis, later revealed through civil litigation, calculated the cost of modifying the fuel tank, which internal crash testing had shown could rupture and ignite in certain rear impact scenarios, against the projected litigation cost. The modification? $11 per vehicle. The projected litigation cost per death? $200,000. Ford's accountants chose not to fix it. That document, known through the Grimshaw versus Ford Motor Company litigation, became the defining piece of evidence in American product liability law and gave the Ford Pinto a legal legacy that no other 1970s car has approached. More than 400,000 Pintos were sold in 1974 alone, the year the oil crisis made the subcompact segment the fastest growing in America. The buyers who drove one home that year drove a car whose manufacturer had weighed their safety against $11 per vehicle and chosen the $11.